Hi, friends. Thank you for joining us on Fitness Friday again on this Friday. And today we have again with us Carly Walker, owner of New England Nutrition Advisors. And she'll talk to us about preparing simple, healthy meals, quick and easy recipes for busy seasoners. Carly, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me again. I'm
Yeah.
excited to talk about this. This is one of my favorite topics. Um, and it's something that I think we tend to get a little overwhelmed with. So when people think about good nutrition, I feel like we think that we need to be chefs in the kitchen and we need to be putting out this 5-course meal and spending hours in the kitchen. And that's just simply not the case. So I love to talk about how to simplify things in the kitchen and make balanced meals that take less than 30 minutes. I think is a very fair amount of time to spend in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So one thing that I love to encourage is convenience items. So take advantage of some of those products out there. Some of my favorite staples are frozen vegetables. So all the chopping, washing, preparation work that does take up a lot of time and a lot of dishes is already taken care of for you. So stocking up on those, keeping them in your freezer so you can grab them out really quickly, stick them in the microwave or add them to a saute pan. You're getting a great dose of antioxidants, fiber, and overall color to your plate for very little money. And a lot less labor than chopping up broccoli and washing it and
Oh,
preparing
yeah.
it. Um, Another one of my favorites is prepared brown rice. So you can either grab like those little cups of minute rice that you just pop in the microwave, or they also have frozen options now that are just simply cooked brown rice that you stick in the microwave for 3 minutes and it's ready to go. So rather than bringing out your saute pan and cooking rice for 40 minutes, which is fine, a lot of us just don't have time to do that. So I'm all for just keeping things simple. Um, and then even rotisserie chicken is another great protein option that's already cooked, ready to go. You can grab it from the store. It's very versatile, so you can add it to soups. You can add it to um, salads is another good option, making your own chicken salad from home, but it's already cooked, ready to go. So taking advantage of those items, I think, is very important for keeping meals simple and quick and easy.
Yeah, I love those ideas, and I haven't used the brown rice option yet, but my wife and I we did do the rotisserie chicken,
Mhm.
and that was easy. It was easy. Just take for like a meal or something, and we put it into soup sometimes.
Yes, exactly. It's perfect. And usually they're ready to go in the grocery store. So I love rotisserie chicken.
Yeah,
Great option.
yeah,
Yes. And then another couple of things that I like to do is getting, I don't know where everybody is, but near me, we have a Dave's Marketplace that has incredible prepared meals ready to go. Usually they're pasta based and have a protein with them, but sometimes they're lacking a vegetable. So for people who are really on the go and need something really, really fast, I usually recommend grabbing a prepared meal at the grocery store and then supplementing it with a vegetable. So whether or not you want to grab a bag of salad that you're adding to it, or once again, adding those frozen veggies to it, you can pull something together pretty quick. Once again, for very little labor, less dishes, and fairly reasonably priced.
yeah.
Let me see. What else can I think of? Um, One of the meals that my family made this past week were zucchini boats. So cutting a zucchini in half lengthwise, scooping out the middle, and then adding ground chicken that I had cooked in marinara sauce and putting that inside the zucchini, adding a little bit of shredded cheese and putting it in the oven, and it came out delicious. Um,
Wow, that sounds good. And so it's like a vegetable instead of carbohydrates. You
yeah,
have the protein right there.
exactly. So it's very filling. You're getting a good dose of veggies once again. I think it took less than 30 minutes. And if you really wanted to add a carbohydrate to it, you could do a side of pasta. But for that, pretty much the meal is right there and it's very filling, which is great. Um, you can also do something along the same lines in a stuffed pepper. So using a bell pepper and adding in more Mexican seasonings. You could do ground beef and some beans and corn and doing more of like a Tex-Mex feel. Sticking that in the oven. Those are great options.
I have never done a stuffed pepper. I should do that. I always see it. Uh,
Yes. Yeah,
that's
it works out really well when you do it. They kind of act as a cup, but if you're like my husband, he's like, "This is way too much bell pepper for me." So usually I'll cut cut that in half and do a smaller cup, and that seems to be a little bit better accepted in my house.
vegetable.
Yes, it's too much. I guess not everybody likes vegetables as much as I do, so I have to accept it. Um, but I also came up with a quick and easy kind of day-to-day meal, I
Yeah.
guess, arrangement. So, starting at breakfast, 2 scrambled eggs, a slice of whole wheat toast with a little bit of peanut butter, and maybe some blueberries. So, with that meal, very quick, very easy. You're getting a nice balance of protein, healthy fats, whole grains, and a serving of fruit, um, which is great for breakfast. That's going to hold you over until lunch, where I would do maybe a tuna salad on 2 slices of whole wheat bread with lettuce and tomato and an orange. Once again, you're getting a great dose of protein, whole grains, some produce, and some healthy fats. And then dinner time. That's usually the trickiest part for everybody. Um, but sheet pan meals are great. So those are meals where everything goes on a sheet pan. So you chop up your veggies, you put your protein and usually potatoes, and it all goes in the oven at the same time and cooks at the same speed. There's tons of recipes out there for those. Or even keeping it simple. And as we're entering the summer months, going out and grilling some chicken or some fish, adding in those frozen veggies and some of that minute brown rice, and you have a nice balanced meal, quick and easy.
I love the idea about the sheet meal. I mean, I've never heard that. So you put all of the things on the one sheet and just put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Do you marinate the meat or anything like that, or?
Each recipe is different. So some of them will call for just different seasonings. So salt, pepper, usually like some kind of sometimes they'll call for like taco seasoning, kind of depending on what the flair of the dish is.
Yeah.
Others will call for marinating it. So doing like lemon and garlic and oil and doing that beforehand. So it kind of just varies dish to dish. But most of them are simple as just like, let's say it's like a fajita style one. So a lot of them will do like bell peppers, onions, and then your chicken with just some taco seasoning or fajita seasoning, and in the oven it goes.
Well,
So, yeah,
that sounds
and there's like I said, there's tons of recipes out there, so it'll vary from recipe to recipe, but it's very simple, and once again, minimizing dishes. I
yeah.
cannot stand spending more time in the kitchen to wash dishes, so as little dishes as possible.
Amen. Yeah. Um, that's interesting because, and do you ever like prepare your meals ahead of time, like a week or?
I do. So I have an 8-month-old son. So very recently, I have figured out that meal prepping is how I'm going to get any
Work
healthy
done.
food in my dinner's not too bad because my husband's usually home, but lunchtime I have to prep ahead of time because otherwise I would be, I don't know, eating something out of the pantry that I
Yeah.
probably isn't gonna fuel me enough. So, usually on Sundays, I'll kind of plan out what I wanna eat for lunch that week and do as much prep work as possible. So, usually it's grilling some kind of protein. I use the frozen veggies all the time and the frozen rice and frozen potatoes. I try and utilize those as much as possible. So having those ready to go that I can just whip it together. But absolutely, meal planning and meal prepping helps a ton.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. It's interesting. Do you have a last point or anything? Is that
I think that's all I had for today.
well, the question I had was that, even with the meal prep, right? Sometimes, uh, sometimes my wife likes to have a variety, but I like that, but I
Mhm.
also like to have the consistent thing that makes it easy for me, you
Right.
know? So, how do you
Yeah, and that's, definitely one thing that I would run into, and that's why I never became a big meal prepper. Because by Thursday or Friday, I'd be sick of eating the exact same thing over and over again. So that's why I think it's important to kind of take a step back and say, okay, if I at least prep my protein on Sunday, so if I grill up a bunch of chicken, I can then take that chicken and maybe have it with a salad. So I can shred it up and put it on a salad on Monday. On Tuesday, maybe I can chop it up and add it to, I don't
A
know.
soup or something.
Right, exactly. So you can kind of stretch it out and figure out where that protein can go throughout the week, and that way you get a little bit of an assortment.
Yeah.
A lot of the grocery stores now have those great salad kits that are lettuce all chopped up, and then they have like little additions to it. So like cheese right in there, and some croutons right in there, and dressing. So even if you wanted to buy a couple bags of those and have different salads throughout the week that you're adding that protein to, you have a nice variety.
That's interesting. That's really good because I think I like every day my lunch is really just a salad with grilled chicken,
Hmm.
the greens with grilled chicken, and I'm fine with that. I don't mind the monotoneness
Yes.
as long as it feels like I'm eating good food.
Yes.
But then like towards the evening, I know my wife is just like, oh, again, you
Yeah.
know. So,
Yes, and that definitely, for whatever reason, lunches tend to be a little less. We're okay with eating the same things and being creatures of habits, but
yeah.
as far as dinner goes, I think we kind of like to have that
Variety.
kind of variety. Yes,
Yeah, but
exactly.
I love this idea about strategizing. Get the core foods that you need,
Hmm.
and then you could always mix and match kind of and adjust.
Right. Exactly. Yes. And that's kind of the nice thing about meal prepping is that you can do it as much or as little as you want. So if it's something as simple as chopping up your veggies for the week and just having them ready to go, that's considered meal prepping. Or like I said, grilling up your protein, that's considered meal prepping. It doesn't have to be okay, I have these neatly organized boxes that I'm putting everything together and just popping them in the microwave. It doesn't have to be as extravagant as that, because definitely you run into the issues with oh my God, I'm so bored of this come Thursday or Friday.
Wow, thank you. Well, thank you, Carl, and so thanks for this advice, and we'll look forward to the next session with you.
Thank you so much.
All right, God bless. Uh, that was Carly Walker, owner of New England Nutrition Advisors, and she just gave us a wonderful, lesson on simple, healthy meal plans and how to quickly get those meals to be prepared. Um, so let's just end with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory, forever and ever. Amen. Friends, go in peace, love, and serve God. Eat healthy, especially on Fitness Friday.
Thanks for watching. Did you know that you can join Christ Church from anywhere in the world? If you're feeling connected to what we're doing, email us today at communicate@christchurchwesterly.org.